in a percentage point.
Well, with the percentage of genome difference between us and a chimp is about 3%. So 97% their genome is the same as our genome. 3% makes the difference, 90 million base pairs. Okay, so gorillas are like 5% different. So they're 95% the same. 150 million base pairs make the difference between us and a gorilla. A mouse is 70% the same genome. 30% difference. So you get kind of a perspective from that. Now, here's what's stunning. The Starchild, based on where we are right now with our very early conclusions drawn on about 30,000 base pairs recovered, is that the Starchild's going to have a percentage of difference from a normal human in the range of, now grab your seats here, between 10 and 50%. So it's going to be twice as different as a gorilla, but somewhere between 10 and 50%. Now that's it's a very wide range right now because we have a very small sample relative to the whole thing, but it is a sample that is enough to be indicative of what the final result would be, while not being anywhere near definitive. It is indicative.
On the fibers, was there any fungi or bacteria found on them?
No, we had those that checked out very thoroughly by mycologists who found a segment of bone, which is available in the ebook and maybe on the website, but certainly found a segment of bone where you can see one of the fibers very clearly laid into the surface of the bone, yet buried in the matrix. So there's no doubt these things, or these fibers, are somehow woven into the matrix like rebar in concrete to give added durability to the bone, which is very thin, very light, and it just needs some strengthening, and so it got what it needed.
That's great. They must have used...
Sorry, but you didn't find any specific bacteria or fungi on the fiber itself?
No. The cuts, when you cut out pieces of bone like that, there's just no chance for bacteria and fungi to develop. I mean, if you cut it right and you get it into the test tubes quickly so that they're just protected, you don't get any contamination to speak of. You really don't. No contamination over and above what it's already picked up just by being in the ground for 900 years and being in cardboard boxes in people's garages and being handled by people as well.
But are the fibers, like what size would the fibers be?
Microscopic, very, very small. Nothing like the Morgellons fibers that people talk about, that they see come up and form blisters on their skin and then they'll ultimately come out. Whatever that is, it's not what the Starchild has. The fibers of the Starchild are, as I said, woven through the matrix of the bone, which is not where Morgellons fibers are found, and then they are very, very microscopic in relation to the others.
Sounds like a good something you could write into a movie. Say, I don't know, Avatar.
Yeah, something like that, right?
Yeah, the bones are they have fibers in them. I heard that, and I was like, wow, I've heard that before somewhere. Oh wait, Lloyd mentioned
right.
that.
When we saw that, we looked at each other like, what? But it's not impossible that they take things like that and use them. James Cameron might very well have heard about it and thought, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's add that. Who knows? I mean, he'd never admit that, of course, because he would be afraid that we would make some kind of claim against it. But it's not impossible. There was something, I forget what, too, in the Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. There was something that seemed to relate as well, but you just
didn't they have the elongated skulls in that movie?
They did. They had the cone heads in there. Exactly. Yes, they did.
Yeah, they were at the end of them. They had a whole bunch of them in a circle or something. It was really wild.
Yeah, there's supposedly 13 of them and all that. But the only Crystal Skull really worth anything is the Mitchell Hedges skull. because it's so physically unlikely that humans could have made that. It's really, its complexity is the Grand Canyon on a very small scale, but very, very complex and very precise. It's just, whatever that is, it's incredible.
Yeah, there was, I read on the internet there was someone, or an interview where someone was trying to say, oh, they're ground down. They just ground them down. No big deal. They just used abrasives, finer and finer and finer abrasives to make the
it's just
and
that's
the dating
ridiculous.
of it.
You just couldn't do that. Not to the precision. I mean, I've seen it. I've seen the Mitchell Hedges skull. I've spent time with it, and the cusps of its teeth. Now it's small. It's not fully human size. It's smaller than the Starchild.
Yeah, I've held it in my hand.
There you go. Well, then, Mitchell Hedges, you know what I'm talking about. Those teeth in that jawbone, the cusps fit perfectly with the cusps above. You know how teeth are supposed to fit?
Yeah.
Well, there's a little bit of overlap, and the middle of each tooth allows for the bite from an upper tooth to come down on it like that, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful system the way it's up. These teeth are perfect, and they're tiny, they're small. I had to put my glasses on to see I still have pretty good eyes, but not that good. So when you look at all of the absolute utter perfection of this thing, cut against at least 3 grains of the quartz and possibly 4, and that rock crystal is almost next to diamonds in terms of hardness. So whoever says somebody was sitting there scraping it down with sand is obviously never fooled with that material. That material is absolutely not going to yield to that in anyone's lifetime. So it's just, the Mitchell Hedges skull. For anybody who's interested in crystal skulls, there's really only one worth discussing, and that's it. The rest of them are obviously hand-carved because they have the lower jaw stuck to the face. The only one with that perfect lower jaw that comes on and goes off, that's legitimate.
It's something just to be in the presence of that skull, and you can't pick it up off the table because the people that are protecting the skull, looking after it, are like, But I did cut my hands in it, and you have an overwhelming sense. I just had to do it, lean down and look into the eye sockets. It had to be done. What an amazing skull that was.
Yeah, it is. I would urge anyone to take the opportunity if they get a chance, because like the Starchild, it's just one of a kind.
I have a picture of it. I'll scan it and put it up on the website. I got a picture before I left, and I'll scan it and put it. It's got some tendrils of light coming out of the just above the nose there. I got one of the original pictures from way back. It was
an amazing thing for sure.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back, and we'll talk on the other side.
If you suffer or know someone that suffers from back pain, knee pain, or any other chronic or sports-related pains, you need to visit lapingoproducts.com. Dealing with pain can affect every aspect of your life, which is why our products are designed to bring you real relief. Our products are not only easy to use, effective, and safe for the entire family, but our prices are competitive and offer a complete satisfaction guarantee. Visit lapingoproducts.com. Real life solutions for pain-free living.
AlternativeLifestyleProducts.com is your gateway to over 500 products ranging from herbs to pain relief products, health, and well-being. AlternativeLifestyleProducts.com is dedicated to educating and empowering you to make the best possible informed decisions about what products you can use to improve your health and well-being. Visit AlternativeLifestyleProducts.com and bring about change in your life.
And we're back.
Wrap this up because I said I'd be on from 10 to 11. It's almost 11:30, and it's past my bedtime.
You're starting to fade out there. You're like,
Yeah, I am. I'd really like
I
to.
can hear in your
I'm
voice.
still dealing with. I'm still dealing with jet lag coming back from Europe a week ago, so I've got that issue as well. So yeah, it's.
I just
I'm
want
about
to
run out
ask
of
you
gas
one
here.
quick thing. I want to find out
Sure.
about the machine that it's a 454 machine or a 545.
454 machine. Yeah, what we need to do to recover the Starchild's DNA, the entire amount in its genome, all 3 billion base pairs, you have to run it through one of two kind of machines. There's a 454, and the newer one is called the Illumina. So one or the other is going to have to be used. We're starting to think maybe instead of the 454, it might be the Illumina because of differences in the Starchild's DNA and genome. This is uncharted territory, and the more they dig into it, the more they find things they don't understand. All that's good, but it causes things to slow down because they have to figure it out once they hit the roadblocks. So they're thinking now that maybe the Illumina might do better, but whichever one it is, it's going to recover the whole genome, and that's what has to be found in order to compare it base pair by base pair to the human genome, and then we get that percentage. Instead of me saying it's somewhere between 10 and 50%, we'll know to the point what it is, and that's what we need.
And what are we talking about cost-wise for the Illuminati machine, the Illumina?
Well,
machine?
it isn't just the testing; it's everything else that we need to do. We need to pay for the testing. We need to pay for the documentary filmmaking. We need to pay for the film company that will coordinate the documentary filmmaking. But I mean, we're not asking for a donation. We're asking for an investment from someone who might be interested in doing that. I'm not supposed to give specific numbers over the air in a blanket way like this, but if anybody's interested, we're talking a few $1 million, and if they can contact me, I'm very easy to get on the internet, Lloyd at LloydPye.com, and I'll be happy to give them some specifics about the deal. But it is an investment, and it will make history. It'll make a lot of money. It'll pay back many times over the investment. So it's a good deal, and sooner or later somebody is going to understand that, and then we'll be underway.
Yeah, I remember.
Has any benefactors even come forward at all?
Yeah, we've had one guy that wanted to do it, and he was 81 years old. He was in failing health. He was looking for a way to leave a legacy behind. He said that he just didn't want to die as another rich old man on a big pile of money and leaving nothing behind but the fact that he made a lot of money. So he was into it. He said, if you guys are legitimate, I'll do my due diligence, and if it's good to go, I'll do it. So we knew that he would. We knew we were legitimate, and we knew what he would find. So we started setting everything up that we needed to do. We got hooked up with the Texas Film Commission because there are a number of advantages with that. Even though I live in Florida, we'll have to move over to Houston to get going. They got a great entertainment attorney in Austin. We've got a great entertainment accountant in Houston. So we put the whole package together while the guy was looking at the deal, and wouldn't you know it, the day he decides to do it and tells his lawyer he's going to do it, he got so excited that that night he had a stroke and never woke up.
Wow.
So we've had to kind of pick up the pieces and move forward again. Yeah, and there wasn't any foul play or anything like that. It was clear that
I was going to ask.
Yeah,
it just seemed a little bit. The night he was going to.
Yeah, I know. Everybody says that, but really the truth of it was he wasn't in good shape. We all knew that dealing with him. We just didn't think that he could get that, if he got excited that would happen, but apparently it did. He told the lawyer that morning he wanted him to start the paperwork, didn't sign anything, didn't put anything in writing. It was just a verbal instruction. So there was nothing to use against the family who were not interested in following his wishes.